Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back for another video. It has been forever since I've done a video. Last time I did a video, I was living in Jamestown. Um, and now I have moved back home to go to school. I've been here for about a month now. So yeah, a little over a month actually, but in this past month I've been accepted into school. I've gotten registered for my classes. I've gotten a job working in the physics department at this school. And just everything is going great. Everything and anything that could be possibly happening to me is really happening. I got a new phone too. It's interesting. And but I've been, uh, I've been doing really, really well. But I am going to be going to school in a health science major. Sorry, I don't mean to be looking down. I just have a cat in my room. But I am living with my grandmother. Um, she's an amazing soul. She actually bought me a laptop, which is what I'm using to record my video on. But she bought it for school. But this is gonna be the best way that I can make my videos and edit them and post them for you guys. Um, so if you like the content that I post, be sure to give me a subscribe and a thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on the post notifications so you know every time I post. Um, Sorry, my cat is looking at me right now. Let me show you my cat. She's a gorgeous little girl. Oh, yeah. She's gorgeous. Say hello to Spot. She is a 7-month-old kitty. She's currently going through a rough time, and we're gonna get that fixed in January. But she's a gorgeous cat, and so she's probably gonna be the star of this channel from now on. But she's gorgeous. She's 7 months old. She's got the biggest personality ever when she's not in heat. It's kind of what we're going through right now is heat process, and we're getting that fixed very, very soon so that she doesn't go through this anymore. We recently took her to the vet, and she is, unfortunately, this is sad, she's FIV positive, which, if some of you guys don't know, that is feline AIDS. And that is most likely going to be what takes this precious little thing. We're thinking that the antibodies, that her mom had the antibodies, or had AIDS, and the antibodies carried on to her and her brother. Her brother went to the Humane Society, and her mom went to the Humane Society. But we decided to keep this one because she was very lively, and she was making herself known to everybody. And that was back in June we brought you in. I moved down, or back up here. I live in Maine. I moved back up here, I'll say, month and a half ago, and celebrated Christmas with my family today. And I did everything, you know. And it was just kind of one of those things where, yeah, it's just kind of move up and see where life takes you. And it's kind of exactly what I did. I woke up one morning a month and a half ago to hands around my throat at 5 o'clock in the morning trying to kill me. So that's kind of what led me to say, nope, gotta get out of here. So I moved up here, and so went from there, moved up here, and I... Yes, I hear you. She's interrupting the video now. I moved up here, and within a week I was thinking, I gotta go back down to Jamestown, which I'm glad I didn't, because I'm in school now. I'm a health science major, gladly going to school. I start in January, start working in January, and life couldn't be any better for me right now. See, I've got my own bedroom here at my grandmother's house, for crying out loud. And so, it's just it's crazy. Crazy, crazy. But life is taking me in a more positive direction than it was 4 months ago. 4 months ago, I was worrying about when my next meal would be, wondering when I was going to eat, where I was going to sleep for the night. It was bad. Then I moved to Jamestown with the guy I was dating at the time, whom I'm still, if you see this, I still love you, and I'm always there for you. Always have been, always will be. But back on topic, I moved in with him for about a month, and they couldn't financially support me, which I get. I for some reason could not get a job, and I don't actually understand why. But I tried and tried and tried and couldn't get a job, and so I went into a program there, which I really royally messed up. And yeah. And so it was just crazy. Then I moved in with a friend of mine, and then later on the guy I was with, he and I broke up because I was completely homeless and had an offer to come back up to live with my grandmother. And it is my understanding, now I'm not sure if this is the actual reasoning or not, but it is my understanding that he left me so that I could move on and do better things. And it still breaks my heart. Still breaks my heart to this day. But I had to do it. We both knew we weren't going to work out at that point in time. And I have faith that we could have, but it wasn't practical at that point in time, so I moved back here and moved on as hard as it was. And, just, but, it wasn't like we weren't working out, because we were. We had a few bumps in the road and had a few fights, but, it wasn't anything we weren't working through. In fact, he came over to where I was staying when we were still together, and we talked and talked and talked and talked. We went for a walk, and I think we talked about 2 or 3 hours, and that night he tried to leave me, and it was hard as hell. But we talked through things, and we worked it out. Then a few days later, he left because I had this offer, and I was homeless. I had to call and beg my grandmother to pay for a hotel room, so I had a warm place to sleep. Because it was above 32 degrees, so there was no code blue, which is usually issued if it's below 32 degrees and there's homeless people on the streets. The sheriff's department is required to find you a place to stay. That's usually the hotel out in Faulkner. In Jamestown, that's usually the hotel in Faulkner. And I hadn't had the chance. I called the police department and everything, and there was no way that I was going to make it through the night without freezing my ass off. So, pretty much, I called my grandmother, explained my situation. She paid for a hotel room and put the offer on the table. I called him, and I talked to him, and that night he left, which I spent hours crying. I had to have spent at least 4 hours laying in that hotel room crying my eyes out. And it was very, very hard on me. It still is hard on me, because while I'm trying to move on and be happy, there's never going to be anybody that I love the way that I love him. And if you see this, I'm sorry that I'm talking about it, but I'm right here where he left me. Well, not exactly, but I'm if he ever wants me back, I'm where he left me. I'll always I'm always gonna be his, and I don't know how he feels, but I'm always gonna be his, always, always, always. There's never gonna be anybody that I love the way that I love him. But on a more positive note, I have moved up here. I've gotten enrolled in school, and I've gotten into a couple of groups at the school. I have a job at the school, working in the physics department under a couple of professors that I will be studying under. And just, I mean, life is pretty good for me right now. I'm surrounded by nothing but positivity most times. I've got two wonderful cats. Two cats that are amazing. You met one, that was Spot, and then we have another one. He's a big 17-pound tuxedo kitty, and he's a love bag, I'll tell you that. Well, I don't know how it would go if other people do it, but when I pick him up and I hold him, he lays in my arms like a baby. And so we go through that, and we do that every morning, and then sometimes I'll feed them breakfast if I'm awake before my grandmother, and then I'll do what we call shelf gribbies, which is basically cat treats, but I don't know why my grandmother calls them gribbies, but she does. So we call it shelf gribbies because we have a shelf in the living room, and so we do that. But I mean, it's been peaceful, it's been quiet, and it's weird not living with the person that I love. It's not anything that I think I'm ever gonna get used to, but but that'll be it for today's video. Today was just kind of an update to kind of get the YouTube channel back up and rolling. So if you like my content, check out some of my previous videos. I do a lot of information-based videos talking about mental health stuff. Eventually I'm going to start doing regular vlogs every day. Life of a college student is what I'm going to probably call it. In my particular case, and so we'll just go from there. But until then, I hope to see you guys back on the channel. Leave a comment to let me know that you're there. Like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the post notification. Alright, that'll be it. Alright, thanks guys.